Royal Highness, Nananom, the CEO and the chairman of the Graphic Corporation, Dr. Sakara, my old friend, Prof, all distinguished invitees, and especially my esteemed farmers. Let's give it up for them. They deserve it. They are represented here by the best farmer for 2020. Would you rise up so that we can acknowledge you? The best farmer for 2020. Your Highness, this is the third time I'm meeting Nana. The first time I was Deputy Minister for Local Government, and I brought the World Bank CEO to Nana. And that culminated into the Education Fund. So I know that if this is the third time, then something definitely is coming out of it. The second time I was here in my capacity as the country manager for Eurojet the Invest. We have a sister company, Gold Coast Refinery. We minted the Odoom 4 gold coin, and I was here with Odoom 4. So if today, that was gold. So if today I am here on agriculture, then I have every confidence that what we are going to say here or share here, like we sat almost bemused by Prof presentation, is not going to be talking show. And that something definitely is going to come out because I've had the first experience, it worked. The second, it worked. And the third, I know it is going to work because I believe in the God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So if Father, Son have worked, then the Holy Spirit will work. Your Highness, I'm Odoom, that boy who was born somewhere in Chufu Ayase in the central region. My father comes from your friend, therefore born in place, in Sayum number 1. That is where I come from. So I am Chufu and Denshira. If I say this, you understand it. Right. The first time I had an encounter with such program was when I was the DCE for Chufu Hima in Lower Denshira. And I sat with my team and we're looking at the socio-economic aspects of our farmers and our people. Then I realized that we're doing oil palm, we were doing cocoa, and yet my people were cutting down their cocoa trees and planting cassava so that they could get money. But I know, and I remember, when I was a child, taking you to the nostalgic memory lane, those were the days that cocoa would be piled up like this in our farms. And then they would put corned beef and pilchards on them so that those people who would be fast to break the pause would definitely have the corned beef or the pilchard drifting to their side. You remember it. Except those who were born maybe in the 80s. But those were the days that you go to cocoa farm and you are so happy because you know that if you break fast, you are going to get a corned beef coming your way and you go home happy with corned beef. Nana, this is true. Those were the days when you go to Tamale, then the rice pyramids are there. Those were the days when you go up north, the yam is there. Those were the days the onions were coming from all corners, the north and everywhere. Those were the days when you go to Yeji, the fish is there. But Nana, something happened. And there was a breakdown. So I remember I went to cocoa research. Our friend, Dr. Apia of blessed memory. Then I said, Doc, I don't understand something because I am the type who is always challenging the status quo, like Prof is saying. I don't understand. Why should our farmers not get benefit from our cocoa? And they are cutting it down and planting cassava so that they can get something to eat. And he said, Bo, you know what has happened? Look, this is the pile of research that we have done. We've done so much research here. But who will come and download it to the ground? That is what I'll be talking about and some other things. Then I said, Doc, it's a pig. I mean, when we go to the secondary school, they say what? The laboratory, biology. Use me as a pig, my district. Then so, okay. Then I started inviting Doc to meet my farmers almost every month. And then we were talking about how to change cocoa industry in Ghana. And that culminated into cocoa high tech. Give it to him. So that if Ghana had cocoa high tech, that is the genesis of it. I remember we did that program with SRF, the current deputy chief executive of Tree Crop Authority was part of it. The current CEO of NDPC, Dr. Mensa Brampa, was also part of it. Mami Amadapa, he's from Ashanti region. She was the chief executive. We did it with Wianco, with SRF, Agric Development Bank, and then the result was so phenomenal in the district that it became so irresistible. I was there one day when I saw about 3 Pajaros V8 coming. And those days, if you're a DC and you see vehicles coming like that, you're afraid maybe somebody might have gone to report you at the castle and your time is up. The team came and we sat down and their mission, what is your mission? Have I done anything wrong at the and that it has come to Castle? No, you haven't done anything wrong. The president, J.A. Kufuor, have heard about your cocoa high tech, and he have sent us to come and listen to you how you did it, so that we will take it to him, and then we see how we'll replicate it. Oh, clap for that man. And that was my type of DC-ship. That was my type of leadership. I always said to people that if you are elected or appointed into a position, it's not about yourself. It's about the people, because you are there on the account of the people. So when I said, okay, let's go to the farms and you will see it for yourself. Nana, when we went, you could see cocoa fruiting from the root up to the top. So the report that came automatically was Ghana to replicate what we had done over there. That is the Odoom that is standing before here to support what Prof said. So no wonder when that video, the Nigeria video, came viral, one day I was in my corner. Then I got a call from one Atu, is it Atu Hereford or something? Please, Hon.Odoom, am I speaking to Hon.Odoom? I say, yes. Which Hon.Odoom are you looking for? The Nigeria rice man. I said, oh, yeah, you are right. You are talking to the Nigeria rice man. How can I meet you? I said, oh, then I'll give you my location. So I gave him my location on WhatsApp. Before I could say Jack, Nana, that man was sitting in front of me. And his idea was that I am going to go to Odoom so that what you have done, we'll see how we'll replicate it in other areas to ensure that Ghana will not depend on outside food. So let us give it up to him. That's something for the... And then when later on he put up the program and I saw my brother Foster, Dr. So I didn't Afa, because I respect this man, his ideas, and later on we all hear about him. Then, like I was saying, those were the days that we didn't need fertilizer. Those days we didn't need fertilizer. Like Prof explained, there was that eco-recycling, making sure that the soil was being taken care of. And now what has happened? We were there when we were introduced to some conventional monoculture agriculture that came to rob us of our land. Now I can say on authority, and everybody sitting here, they are great directors, Prof. Dr. Befi, you are here. Another great man. Doc, stand up, let us salute you. Next, I'm going to talk about you. Your extensions, your research and extension work. Thank you. Nana, what happened was that people started bringing their own ideas, coming into our agriculture, destabilizing our agriculture to the extent that now I agree of the land, but we don't have the soil. The soil is highly degraded. You put in anything and nothing happens. And I'm very happy and I'm so excited about Prof's presentation. Prof, you have made my day. Today I will sleep and sleep and sleep and sleep. And Anna, I thank you. When we were there and he was talking, George said to me, Honorable, can we ask Nana so that at the end of the day, a team will go to Shanghai to go and observe it firsthand? And you have said it. So that one, Atu, you work with Nana. We are looking forward for that trip. We are looking forward to that trip. They came with their technology, not because they love us, because they wanted to deprive us of our livelihood. They wanted us to be dependent on them. They wanted us to be dependent on them. Because, Nana, those were the days we didn't have fertilizer, and the yield per acre, the yield per hectare was very, very high and very, very encouraging. And what do we have now? When I went there, the morale of the farmers was very, very low. So today, we are here coming through you to create inspiration. Tell the farmers that we can do it. And once we create that inspiration, that once we give them that hope and that encouragement, farmers of Ghana are capable of rising up because they have done it before and they are going to do it again. Project, you know how it came about? Because I did Cocoa High Tech here, President Kufuor had invitation from Madam Sirleaf Johnson for him to bring the one who did the cocoa magic in Ghana. So my president, I would say, he carried me like his bag to Liberia and gave me to Sirleaf Johnson. And I remember I remember an encounter with the World Bank team. When I did my presentation, and the World Bank leader was also doing his presentation, and it came to where we had to do talking jaw, he made a statement that infuriated me. He said that your statement and your testimony is too sweet to be true. I sat down, I didn't talk. When he finished and I got the opportunity, I replied him. In Washington, you know how to eat chocolate. Have you ever seen a cocoa tree before? And you are making this statement to me. Please, you have to withdraw. No, you see, some of us will have to go that hard way. If we don't go that hard way, people will take us for granted. Then I told the minister who I was going to work with, I say, you have Washington and eats chocolate. And me, who is coming from Tufu Ayase in Shayem, Ghana, who grows cocoa and have done it before, coming to help you out of your war to redevelop your cocoa, you have him and me to choose. Whether you choose him or you choose me. And that is why they want to go that way. When I finished and went for coffee break, then the leader came, oh, so were you annoyed? I said, yes, I was. I was. That wasn't good comment. Yes, you have come here, you want your consultancy and blah, blah to take away. I don't care about that. But you cannot underestimate a work that has been done and the whole president has invited for it to be replicated in his country. Then say, I beg you. Sometimes the white will also have to beg us. Yeah. That going to the field and coming, Prof, I will go with my Liberian workers. We go to the farm, we go to the field, we come back. When we go there, we get yam, cocoyam, plantain, and even cassava. I eat and I'm filled up. When we come to Morovia, that my worker will come to me, bossman, today I'm eating you. Meaning, he has not ate rice. So he has not eaten. Liberian man, no eating rice for a day means he has not eaten. Meanwhile, all the rice that they were eating was being imported from India. So I went mad. I said, I can't think far. I started looking at it, and I did 2 concept papers, one for cocoa and one for rice. I brought it to the man who sent me, President J. Kufuor, D.W. Kufuor. Came to him, I said, President, now that you are out of office and you have something to do for the whole of Africa, let us take this part. He said, Odoom, fantastic, I agree with you. Then we started working on it. We were able to develop the 2 concept papers to a level that we felt was okay. Then he had an award in Washington. So he took me the same way like his bag. I went with him. It was there, he was giving that cocoa award, and he said, yes, I was the president. I deserve the award. But the man who did the work is here. So let me introduce the man to you. So he introduced me, and you can see me standing beside J. Kufuor, the gentle giant. Then I was nobody. So after the program, people started getting interested in me. And then I had the opportunity to meet Michigan State University and Cat Hunger and Poverty Foundation, who graciously accepted our concept paper and then developed it for it to become Competitive Africa Rice Initiative. a project that was between Bill, Melinda Gates, and J.A. Kufuor Foundation. So that project had two components, the technical aspect and then the political or advocacy aspect. So Kufuor Foundation was responsible for the policy and advocacy, and GIZ was responsible for the technical. The technical was to help Ghana, Burkina, and then Tanzania, the farmers to move from 1.5 metric tons per hectare to 5, 6, and 7 metric tons. And as they were doing that, we were hopeful that we'll be able to do what Nigeria have done. So there was the need for me, together with President Kufuor, to be talking to the governments so that at the end of the day, when the farmers have been able to rise up to the occasion, then we'll say bye-bye to importation. And I was made a policy advisor. I went to Nigeria, and I remember, Your Highness, the first day I had a meeting with the Rice Farmers Association at Gwagwaralada. And if somebody will excuse me if I use, say, Nima to explain it. Their office was around a place like Nima. But today, as I'm talking to you, they have an office in Mantama. Mantama, just like Airport Residential Area or East Legon. And they are sitting in a beautiful mansion. And that is Nigeria Rice Farmers Association. I remember I told them that I know in you resides so much energy and power that you can do anything that you want to do with rice. And I started touring the whole states. And I came to one conclusion, that these people, they only need reorganization and then reorientation. So, Nana, if we are going to affect and make impact, one recommendation that I will make is that we need to reorganize our farmers and then begin to reorient them. Why reorganization? In their individual capacities in groupings, they don't hold any authority. Chief farmer, best farmer, you are here. But when we bring them together and they become so united, then they become a force to reckon with. And that is what we did. And then the reorientation was very necessary, because when I visited around and I was finding out what was happening, then I came back to Abuja, called what I called a stakeholders meeting. Nana, I recommend that one of the assignments will be that we call a major stakeholders meeting of agriculture players. Because, Prof, I came to realize that the input dealers were selling grains. Doc, as we were discussing breakfast time, were selling grains to the farmers. So right from the word go, the production yield was discounted heavily. Besides that, the fertilizer that they were giving to them, they go to China and bring fake fertilizers to them and pesticides. Right from the word go, the farmer was at 0 point and cannot come up. No wonder when I checked at the banks to find out what was happening and they were not giving loans, their loan bad debt portfolio was like this. So I remember one managing director asked me, Honorable, with this bad debt portfolio, do you think we can continue to give them loans? I said, yes, you cannot continue that one. I agree with you. So give me 1 year. I'm going to work on this. And after this, I'm sure I'll be coming to present a bride. Yes, to a groom. And 1 year, Nana, During the reorientation, and then we started setting up standards. Now we got the input dealers doing the right thing. Meanwhile, my technical people were also helping the farmers move from 1.5 to 3 metric tons. And this time, this time now, they were growing seeds and not grains. So no wonder the production started shooting up. Then, because the stakeholders meeting, I involved the central bank in it. They were committed. And at Jigawa, very close to Borno State, where there were the insurgent is. I remember one day we were at a place and we heard that about 20 kilometers from where we were, they have come to bomb the place. I said, hey, I'm lucky, I'm gone. It was there that the Central Bank Development Officer spoke about import substitution funding available in the central bank. And this, I've said it in Ghana. I've organized a meeting before where central bank and bank institutions have met, and yet Ghana, we are not doing anything about it. Thankfully, Development Bank of Ghana recently engaged me in a tour. I went to Sunyani, then Sogakope, and I think maybe they are ready now to step in the shoe of what Central Bank of Nigeria did. So out of that admonition, we did a letter to the central bank, and they started coming out with funding, what they call the Anchor Borrower Project funding. That Anchor Borrower funding, Your Highness, we don't exceed single-digit interest. The highest, 9%. Central bank will give it to the commercial bank 7%. And the commercial bank will give it to the farmers and the players at 9%. And that worked perfectly. So if Nigeria, you saw that there are celebration there. After 7 years, having come that far, and they were celebrating their joy, they felt it that at least, yeah, so they invited me, Your Highness, as their guest of honor. And I went to grace their occasion. And that day, I was happy that I had taken a good decision by helping them. I went there, and I could have done just like Prof was saying, the same old stick in the mud. But I went there determined and make a promise to myself that I will do it, and it will become a blueprint for the whole of Africa. Because I know that Africa, one of the giant economies, is Nigeria. So if Nigeria get it right, the whole of Africa will get it right. No wonder, after that tape, Ghana, everywhere you go, everybody is talking about. And it has really united for us to now even ask, when are we going to get our own right to eat? I want to say that that project, it wasn't anybody coming from outside who did it. We did it among ourselves. That is why we are saying the solution lies within us. The solution doesn't lie outside. I was able to mobilize 1.2 million people, moving from state to state, state to state, local government area to state. I did it, and I can tell you, it wasn't easy. But I had in me that joy that one day something will come out of it. That as we are here, I know one day something will come out of it. That we are not going to spend so much money on importation of any food from anywhere. Because those food that we import are the causes of our illness. You sit here and you are eating pizza. You sit here and you are clamoring for cheese. you sit here and things that your great-grandmothers didn't eat, you are grumbling for it. And you get sick and you are blaming Abayifo. Why? Why are we doing that to ourselves? Highness, I stand here, I'm 71 years. Oh, clap for me now. But I tell you, the ladies will tell you, no, so be a 71. Yes. It's all because I mind what I eat. What goes into me is more important and critical than what is coming out of me. This morning, for instance, I took my Percocet juice, my moringa powder, my lemongrass. They are there. If you like, follow me to my room. It's there. Anywhere I'm going, it is with me. And my wife knows that it is not tea and bread. He knows it's akao and moko with sardine. So this is what we are saying, that for food security, Nana, it is not about anything. I once attended a program in Rwanda, and a professor came and he said, Africa, you don't need rain to grow crops. You need water. Nana, we don't need to talk this thing about food security. All what we need is to change our mindset. Let us grow what we eat. Let us grow. If you are growing what we eat, then you don't have any problem. I was telling Doc, I've moved across the length and breadth of Ghana in my quest to help farmers do rice. I was at Yabaga, Oti, all those places. And if you go and see land, oh yes, I don't see why Ghana has to import rice. There's absolutely no reason for us to import rice, except maybe we need to redouble our effort. And now let's start it from education. In our schools, we are not being taught about agriculture. What we are taught in agriculture, Doc, I lie, that if you are punished, then you go and weed. Is that kind of education that we are giving to ourselves, Nana? So, Nana, we want you to start it there. Then we come to policy. Nana, I am a politician. Don't give agriculture to we, the politicians. It won't help the nation. Let us use NDPC. We have national. Yes. Nana, let all the stakeholders, let's meet. Politicians, you are there. Nananum are there. And then we draw a roadmap for NDPC that this is how we want to go. Nana, we can imagine where we want to go. And when we design it and then we execute it, we are going to create a situation where we will have food security. The givings of party manifestos, what are you, will be a thing of the past. We don't need manifesto to drive agriculture. We need a national program to drive agriculture. Now, I was going to show you a program, a video. You go to the Tassa technique, Mali. Very Scott, we all know Mali. And then there was this World Bank study that went to look at the Tassa technique, a way of irrigation and manual work. When they finished, the report was that the Tassa technique gave millet of 553 kg per hectare. Meanwhile, the conventional one gave only 11 kilograms. So I'm saying that when NDPC is driving this, then the work of professor, the work of doctor, and then the bare fees, the research people will become very useful. Befi, you and your team, we want you people to investigate and research into indigenous ways of producing our own food. We are sick and tired of the kind of research that we are doing. Nana, because, we are playing politics with it, we don't give so much for research. And if we don't do so much on research, what happens? We were here, Nana, when the Malaysians came here to take our oil palm. Now look at what they are doing with oil palm. And we are importing oil palm. Oh, what a shame. Let me be silent for 1 minute. Yes. I'm coming to a conclusion. And the conclusion is that, Nana, we are hopeful that once you are championing this cause, most of the issues will bring them before you in the document paper form. We hope that you engage the power so that we can make a new paradigm shift, whose shift will ensure that we are eating and we are growing and eating our own food. And in that case, we will have what we call food security. Thank you, and God bless you.
For more news, please visit our website, graphic.com.gh, or follow us on Facebook at Daily Graphic and on YouTube and Twitter at GraphicGH.
Subscribe now.